So let's start. So the first thing is a 6-year-old boy presents with periodic aggressive behavior. If my voice is not audible, please let me know on the chat box, right? And his urinary ALA is elevated. On examination, he is jaundiced also. And he has mild hepatomegaly. And blood examination reveals massive elevation of alpha fetoprotein. And HPLC or tandem mass spectroscopy, when you do, there was elevation in succinyl acetone, right? And a diagnosis of type 1 tyrosinemia is made. So most of the questions they had asked as clinical case based, they had actually given you the diagnosis. All right. So if they have given you the diagnosis, then it's pretty simple for you. You need not break your head in diagnosing it. But what you need to know is these topics you have to learn the theory part, right? Yes. So let's see. This is a case of type 1 tyrosinemia. So what is the probable enzyme defect here? Yes, you can just keep posting in the chat box also. What is the most probable enzyme defect here? The most probable enzyme defect would be fumarate acetoacetate hydrolase. Is it not? Fumarate? Yes, fumaryl acetoacetate hydrolase. Now, why does it present with elevation of ALA and neuropsychiatric manifestations? Very good. So very good. So you just keep posting the answers. I am seeing it, right? Yes. So fumaryl acetoacetate hydrolase is the enzyme defect. And why does he present with elevation of ALA and neuropsychiatric manifestation? Yes, because you need to know there is accumulation of succinyl acetone that also they have given you. Is it not? Now, what does this succinyl acetone do? This is structurally similar to, ALA. All right. So what does it do? It induces the ALA dehydratase enzyme. Yes. So as it induces, it can mimic porphyria. Yes. It mimics porphyria. So that is the reason that why he presents with elevation of ALA. So since there is more ALA and more neuropsychiatric manifestation. Why? Because if ALA is elevated, what will happen? If ALA is elevated, what will happen? It causes neuro manifestations. Okay, neuro manifestations like anxiety. Yes, so hallucinations. So psychiatric manifestations are more prominent in case of in elevated levels of ALA, and that is because of accumulation of succinyl acetone. And from where does this succinyl acetone comes from? It comes from the enzyme that is defective is fumaryl acetoacetate hydrolase, and that will elevate the level of fumaryl acetoacetate in your blood. So that will lead to more production of succinyl acetone. All right. So this is what is happening here in this case of type 1 tyrosinemia. All right. Now describe in detail all the tyrosine metabolism disorders. So you need to just write down the pathway of tyrosine metabolism and then and there mark what disorder it is having. All right. So first let us see. The first thing is from phenylalanine you get tyrosine. Is it not? And from tyrosine you get 4-hydroxyphenylpyruvate with the help of the enzyme tyrosine aminotransferase. From here you get homogentisate, and that is because of the enzyme hydroxyphenylpyruvate dioxygenase. Right? And homogentisate to mallyl acetoacetate by the enzyme homogentisate oxidase. And again from mallyl acetoacetate to fumaryl acetoacetate, and fumaryl acetoacetate gives you fumarate and acetoacetate. Yes, so this is the pathway. And what is type 1 tyrosinemia? Type 1 tyrosinemia is due to the deficiency of fumaryl acetoacetate hydrolase. And this is a hepatorenal tyrosinemia. Yes, this is a hepatorenal tyrosinemia. So you will find elevated AFP here. Yes, so in this case they have given us elevated alpha fetoprotein AFP, is it not? So that is a hepatorenal tyrosinemia. And what is type 2 tyrosinemia? Type 2 tyrosinemia is nothing but deficiency of tyrosine aminotransferase, and that is an oculocutaneous tyrosinemia, right? And type 3 tyrosinemia is what? It is neonatal tyrosinemia. Yes, transient tyrosinemia of newborn, and that is due to deficiency of hydroxyphenylpyruvate dioxygenase. When there is a gain of function mutation of this gene, then you call it Hawkinsonuria, right? And the main important disorder is alkaptonuria. And what is alkaptonuria? Alkaptonuria is due to homogentisate oxidase deficiency, right? And what are the different manifestations of alkaptonuria? Yes, what increases? Homogentisate levels increases, or homogentisic oxidase acid levels increases. That will get oxidized and it will form benzoquinone acetate. Yes, it will form benzoquinone acetate. Yes, and that is responsible for the blackening of urine, of course, when urine or your blackening of urine on standing. It's a classical feature of alkaptonuria. Is it not? Yes, very good. So this causes blackening of urine, and not just blackening of urine. What else does it cause? It causes alkaptone bodies. Yes, alkaptone bodies, and it gets deposited in your pinna. Yes, it gets deposited in your pinna, IV discs, IV vertebral disc, no, intervertebral disc. That will lead on to what is called as ochronosis. Yes, you need to understand these points here. So this is all about your alkaptonuria. And also you have another, yes, and also you have another disorder. What is albinism due to? Yes, what is albinism due to? Tyrosine. Yes, tyrosine to melanin. So what is another product of tyrosine? It is melanin. So when this enzyme, tyrosinase is defective, it leads to albinism. When there is deficiency of tyrosinase, yes, very good, it leads to albinism, right? And again, tyrosine also gives you what? Catecholamines. It gives you catecholamines, is it not? So elevation of catecholamine producing tumor is what? It is pheochromocytoma. Yes, it is pheochromocytoma. And what should you remember with this pheochromocytoma? It's a catecholamine producing tumor, and there is increased VMA here. Yes, because the end product of the metabolized product of the epinephrine, it gets broken down to form vanillyl mandelic acid. And also you will find increased plasma metanephrines in this case. All right, so this is about your pheochromocytoma. All right, and what is another product of tyrosine? It is thyroxine. That is your the chain has been iodinated. The tyrosine residues in the thyroglobulin, the tyrosine residues are being iodinated, and that forms thyroxine. Right. So that is another product of tyrosine. And also already, as we have seen, we have fumarate and acetoacetate as the end product, and that is why you call tyrosine as a both glucogenic and ketogenic amino acid. And phenylalanine is a precursor of tyrosine. So phenylalanine and tyrosine both are glucogenic and ketogenic amino acids. All right. So these are the products again. So products only they have asked. Add a note on the special products formed from tyrosine, that also we have seen. Catecholamines, then melanin, thyroxine. All right. Yes. So this is about your tyrosine metabolism. So this is